Hey, welcome to our series on having a smart home. We're going to do several different smart items you can put in your home. We're going to do a different video each week for the next few weeks. I'm really excited about smart homes. It was actually my brother who got me into these last year, and now I'm kind of hooked on them for a lot of different reasons. And there's a lot of good reasons to actually have a smart home: security, convenience, a lot of things like that. And especially if you're thinking of selling your home, there's a couple of these that I would highly recommend you implementing in your home to make things a little easier. The one we're going to talk about today is smart switches and smart outlets. They go together because a lot of them, they're going to function basically the same things. You're turning power on and off in either one of them. And basically, they're just like on the smart switch. It's just like your regular switch in your wall. In fact, we're going to come around here. I mean, you can see I've got three switches here. Two of these are smart switches. I got one here for the outside patio, and this one here runs my waterfall or my Christmas lights, depending on the time of year. And then this one is just the switch for the lights in the ceiling in the living room. And so they just look like a regular switch, so you're not having something like just horrible looking that you have to mount, and they mount just as easily. I mean, you do have to have grounded wiring in your home to do them. So as long as you've got a newer home or updated wiring, you're going to be fine. And you can, if you know how to change out a regular switch, you can install a smart switch. They're just that easy. Basically, how they work. They work just really simply. They work off of Wi-Fi, so you do need to have your Wi-Fi set up in your home where these are going to have as a hub. But they each give off their own individual little Wi-Fi signal also, and then it just comes right to your phone. And so you can go into your phone, and let's see if we can zoom in close enough. I mean, we go in here. Here's my system, and here's my lights. I've got the front porch light. I can turn that on and off with the click of a button. There's my living room lamp, and I got different things. My Christmas lights, which are now taken down, so that's not the thing. And I've got ponds running and things like that, so I can control all that. And so it makes it very convenient, especially, for example, the example with my ponds, man. I mean, the thing I was doing all the time, I turned the pond on for the cool effect and everything sounds good, but I don't want them necessarily running all day long. But man, they would run all day long and I'd forget. So I installed these, and now I look and go, oh, the pond's still on. I can turn it off. This time of year, they freeze over. I've got to have them on because I've got filters and stuff going in as they freeze over. And so the other thing is the smart outlets. And the smart outlet is like this over here. I've got one hooked up right here in the wall. It just plugs into your outlet, but then it gives off its own signal. Now, this one is set up to my wife's doll hutch. The other outlet that is being used right now was our Christmas tree. Now, what's cool about this is you can program these for lots of different ways. Okay, so for example, let's talk Christmas. It was just here, and it's really awesome. I have my outdoor Christmas lights. They would automatically turn on at sunset. The program monitors what time sunset is in your area as you hook it into your phone, and so it will automatically come in at sunset. Now I would have it automatically turn off at 11 o'clock at night. I don't want the lights on all night long. And as soon as it would turn on, I could program it so my porch light would turn back on. So I still have light for security. Same thing for the Christmas tree. You know, I mean, the Christmas tree, it's inconvenient to reach back and plug it in all the time and things like that. And so really convenient that it just automatically comes on at sunset. And then it would turn off again, like I said, 11 o'clock. That was just kind of the time that I put it. You can set it for whatever time you want. The other thing about these is just how convenient. The other convenience thing is, I mean, the first one that my wife and I installed, we don't have light switches right next to our bed, and I like to read in bed sometimes. And so we put our first smart switch was in the bedroom. And so it was really great because now it's not like we're sitting there reading or whatever. It's like, oh, and I'm too lazy to get out of bed, right? This is a first world problem. And I didn't want to get out of bed, so I would just pick up my phone, turn off the light, and I'm going to bed, and it was great. Now, the other thing you can have some fun with this, if I'm not home and I can see my wife's in the bedroom, I start messing with the lights on her. That is kind of one of the fun things you can do with these. And then she's always saying, I think she thinks there's a ghost in the house. She knows what it is, but you know, we kind of have fun with that. Now, the final thing that's a great benefit is the security of these things. like I said, let's say that you're going to be out of town for a couple weeks. Like I say, you can set this up so that your porch lights, well, I didn't go into this in as much detail, but your porch lights, I have mine set so they automatically turn on at sunset and they automatically will turn off at sunrise. So I've got lights on the outside of my house for security purposes, and I don't have to worry about remembering to turn on or off the lights. The other thing is if you are traveling out of town, let's say you're gone for a couple weeks, you can actually program so that different lights come on at different times, at different places throughout the evening, so it looks like somebody's home. So somebody who might be going through the neighborhood, checking for vacant houses, yours doesn't look vacant because you've got lights going on all the time. And so really convenient for that. If you're selling your home, now what I've started doing with the homes that I'm flipping and rehabbing, I put every switch now on a smart switch. And then what I can do is all of the lights in the house, I can program it into my phone. So there's a home that's vacant, but I've got all these smart switches in there so that, and especially this time of year where it gets dark about 5:30 at night, when people are showing the homes till 9 o'clock, so it's dark, I get a call from an agent or a message from an agent that they want to show the home. I have one button, I've got it set up so that I can push one button on my phone and turn on all the lights for showings. And so it makes it really convenient. So now, instead of competing against the other homes that are out there, that the people don't have the lights on when you show up and it's dark and it's not as inviting. This, boy, they show up, it just is already showing fantastic because all the lights are on. And so super convenient for when you're showing homes. And especially even if it's not vacant and you're still there, and if you are living there and you don't want to put all of your switches, I would put your main switches, your living room, your kitchen, the bedrooms. I would put those on smart switches. They cost about $10. If you can get them on a package of 4, the type I use is Meros, and you can get a package of 4 on Amazon for about $40. And so they're $10 a piece. And like I say, you can install them yourself. You can get an electrician to do it. Costs you a little bit more if you have an electrician do it, but pretty convenient. But that way, if you get a call from your agent, say, hey, someone wants to show your home at 7 o'clock and you and your wife are out to dinner, you just go, oh, honey, hold on a second. Someone's showing the home. You go turn on the lights. It's ready to show. You don't have to worry about running home and things like that. And if you're going to be out later and you get the call, the message from your agent that the showing's done, boom, turn off the lights and you're still not wasting energy. So a lot of convenient things. I talked about what the cost is. I've done entire houses where there's a lot of switches. So my rehabs, it might cost me about $500-600 to put all those in for the cost of the switches and the cost of having an electrician put it in. If you're putting them in yourself, a couple $100, you can have all your switches. You don't need all of your outlets on smart switches. Just get as many things that you have electrical devices plugged into all the time, like the doll hutch, or we have a fireplace mantle that you have to reach back to get to that. That one has a smart outlet, so I can put little electrical lights, the lighting and things like that up there, and I don't have to reach back to plug it in all the time. The other one that will be the next one, my wife wants real bad, is the fireplace. That's going to be on a smart switch here in a couple weeks, just because when we're sitting there watching, if it gets too warm, we don't want to get up out of our comfy sofa while we're watching a movie. And so it's convenience factor, it's security factor, smart switches, smart outlets, the way to go. Thanks for tuning in.